We didn't have enough during the selling week, but in the end, we had too much of what we needed.
Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Inside the Group, How Teams Work or Don't. So we are from Group 42. My name is Carlene.
I'm Rafi.
And I'm Sasha.
Right. So today we're pulling back the curtains on how teamwork work and sometimes don't. So we'll unpack what happens inside a group through the lens of group dynamics, SMART framework, and the PDCA cycle. And we'll share a real story from our own project experience and to bring these theories back to life.
Okay, so maybe I can start off with an interesting story that fits this perfectly. So last semester, guys, if you remember, we had this business project, right?
Yes.
It was from, what was the subject called? EBML?
EBML.
EBML, right. Experience Business Management Learning. And one of the things we did was we had to sell our product for like an entire week. And we had a goal of 3 million. So we had to work with various people that we couldn't choose. So we were forced in a situation where we had to build that teamwork. So that was really tough, really messy per se lah. And getting that to work out is really just hard, you know?
Yeah. So what the business was called was simulation business. And what can you guys share how your group dynamics was during that?
I'd say that my group dynamic was a bit passive at first, especially when it came to when we were faced with certain problems, such as if someone wasn't able to respond well in the group, or when someone appeared late when we were about to sell something.
It's just really tough because like sometimes I've had those moments as well where the group wouldn't respond, they'd be passive. So I really agree with you, Sasha, in that regard, and that's pretty tough, you know?
Yeah.
How about you?
So in my case, I think my first challenge was just settling on what we were going to sell and the name of the business. And because of that, we could see that we had different dynamics and we need to learn how to understand each other more. So why do you guys think SMART goals are really important in these type of group dynamics?
I think what's really unfortunate is that SMART goals would have been like a perfect solution for at least my group. My group only consists of two people, me and another person. So guys, what is SMART goals exactly? So SMART goals itself stands for 5 things, right?
Yes.
We have specific on what you want to do. Measurable, like we want to make sure the goal is measurable. Then achievable, making sure the goal is actually like reachable at a certain amount of time. And we have relevant, making sure like the goal is actually relevant to what we want. And finally, time bound, making sure the goal has a time frame or a deadline where we can reach. And I think it would really help me. What about you guys? What do you think?
In my team personally, our group had one specific goal where we only wanted to reach the target without measuring how much materials or resources to use in our products, especially in the packaging part. We didn't have enough during the selling week, but in the end, we had too much of what we needed.
Yeah, so actually, the McKinsey research shows how important SMART goals is because it shows that productivity can increase by up to 25% because it removes ambiguity. And moving on, we also want to discuss about group dynamics and how important it is in a business and in teamwork. So, can you guys share a bit about how your group was during that simulation business?
Okay. My group was a bit tough per se because like we had two different personalities. One, me, I'm a very detailed person, so I try my best to like detail stuff out. Another person is like a person who goes with the flow. You know, he prefers to adapt the situation. Very plans things minimally, but he goes with the flow and adapts very well. So we sometimes conflict with each other from that regard. Say.
Right. So for me, our communication wasn't always strong, and we had to find a balance between some people that are passive and people that are way too active. And so like we believe that understanding each other and understanding different types of personalities are what makes it important, and how we can understand each other in a group dynamic.
Absolutely.
So, based on these two stories, this is what Tuxman stage of group developments describe: forming, storming, norming, performing, and we were in the storming phase longer than we expected.
And I think also another point that I want to point out is about the PPDCA cycle. So maybe you guys can explain what it is and why is it this is very an important cycle for group dynamics.
The PDCA, huh?
Yeah.
I think I was able to read up on it like a long time ago. So I think it was a book or something or an article made by Ernst and Young where it highlights the PDCA as a key framework for like continuous improvement. So like making sure they were all like in the same path and making sure like they're still agile and adaptive and they don't go astray, you know? Like what does the PDCA stand for though, Sasha? Do you know what it stands for?
I don't know that much about it. Could you explain?
Okay, so the PDCA stands for four things, yeah. Plan, do, check, and act. It's a four-step method that basically allows us to, as I said earlier, continuously improve and adapt.
Exactly. So, looking back, what do you think we have learned from this conversation?
Me personally, looking back, is the biggest lesson in teamwork. It's not just about individual brilliance, but it's looking about like how to structure things correctly.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that structure comes from applying frameworks. So, as we have studied before about the SMART, I think the SMART goals keep our goals clear, and the PDCA cycle keeps processes adaptive, and understanding group dynamics keeps people aligned.
And what about you, Sasha?
Well, we also learned that the theory alone doesn't guarantee smooth sailing. It's also about using the right framework at the right time. In the first half of our project, we had the talent but not the structure at all. In the second half, the structure turned things around.
Yep. So if you're working in a team or especially under time pressure, start with a SMART goal and acknowledge your group dynamics and use PDCA cycle to keep things on track.
As HBR puts it, clarity plus adaptability equals performance. We saw that in action.
And remember, conflict isn't always a bad thing. If anything, as Deloitte points out, it's actually a constructive conflict that is often a sign of a healthy team dynamic. So just keep respectful, be tolerant, and continue focusing on the goal.
I agree. So I think that is all for our episode today of Inside the Group, how teams work or don't.
We hope our story and the theories behind it give you tools for your own group projects.
Thank you so much for listening, and we hope it was useful for everyone. I'm Rafi.
I'm Sasha.
And I'm Carlene.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.